Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden inside a fighter jet A machine designed not just for speed but for survival, domination, and influence on the global stage? The Chengdu J-7, also known as the Chinese-built evolution of the legendary MiG-21, is not just another Cold War relic. It is a symbol of ambition, technological reinvention, and military strategy that continues to fascinate aviation enthusiasts and defense analysts alike. Even today, when you hear the name J-7, it sparks curiosity. Was it merely a copy of the Soviet design, or did China manage to carve its own unique identity into this supersonic beast? The story of the Chengdu J-7 begins in the shadow of the Cold War. The 1960s were a turbulent time when the Soviet Union and the United States were locked in an arms race that extended from nuclear weapons to the skies. China initially relied heavily on Soviet military technology, and the MiG-21 became one of the most iconic fighters of its time. Sleek, fast, and deadly, it was admired by air forces worldwide. When relations between China and the Soviet Union soured, Beijing faced a dilemma. How could it maintain a strong air force without Soviet support? The answer was bold. China reverse-engineered the MiG-21 and gave birth to its own interpretation, the Chengdu J-7. But calling the J-7 just a copy would be an insult to its legacy. Yes, it shared DNA with the MiG-21, but the J-7 underwent countless modifications, upgrades, and improvements over the decades. What makes this aircraft fascinating is how China transformed a foreign design into something uniquely their own. It became not just a fighter but a statement to the world that China could produce its own cutting-edge weaponry. Imagine the challenge: engineers without direct access to Soviet blueprints, relying on fragments, data, and whatever knowledge they had could easily have failed, but they didn't. Instead, they created something that would eventually serve not only China but also numerous countries across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. The J-7 became an export success and a critical stepping stone for China's aviation industry. Now let's talk performance. At its heart, the J-7 was a supersonic interceptor capable of flying at speeds over Mach 2. That's more than twice the speed of sound. Its delta wing design made it agile at high speeds, although it came with trade-offs in maneuverability at lower altitudes. The aircraft was armed with cannons, heat-seeking missiles, and later versions even carried radar-guided weapons. Over time, China introduced modern avionics, glass cockpits, and improved radar systems, turning the J-7 into something far beyond the original MiG-21. But here's where the story gets even more intriguing. The J-7 was not just about technology, it was about politics, military strategy, and survival. For China, producing the J-7 was about proving independence from Soviet reliance. It was about sending a message to the world that they too could design and manufacture fighter jets that could rival global powers. For countries that couldn't afford the latest Western or Soviet aircraft, the J-7 became an affordable yet powerful option. Think about this for a moment. When a country like North Korea or Pakistan operated the J-7, it wasn't just about adding another aircraft to the fleet, it was about maintaining a credible air defense, ensuring deterrence, and showing that they too could stand their ground. The J-7 became a frontline guardian for smaller nations, a fighter that may not have been perfect but was always ready for the mission. Now here comes the part that most people don't know. Inside the J-7 there were countless secret modifications. Different countries customized the jet to fit their own needs. Some versions had upgraded engines, others had specialized avionics, and some were adapted for night fighting missions. Did you know that the Pakistani Air Force operated advanced J-7 variants with Western avionics, creating a hybrid East meets West fighter? This kind of story is rarely told, yet it proves how versatile and adaptable the J-7 really was. Another fascinating aspect of the J-7 story is its role in training and transition. For many pilots in Asia and Africa, flying the J-7 was their introduction to supersonic speed. Imagine sitting in the cockpit for the first time, pushing the throttle and breaking the sound barrier. The roar of the engine, the vibration of the controls, the sheer rush of power that experience shaped generations of fighter pilots. But the J-7 was not without its flaws. Critics argue that its delta wing design limited maneuverability compared to newer fighters. Some claim its radar systems lagged behind Western technology, and in modern combat scenarios it may not stand up against fourth or fifth generation jets. Yet despite these criticisms, the J-7 held its ground. It fought its battles, served its nations, and carved its name into aviation history. Here's the real hook though. Why does the J-7 still matter today? In an age of stealth bombers, drones, and hypersonic missiles, why should we care about a fighter jet designed decades ago? The answer is simple. The J-7 represents the foundation of China's modern aviation industry. Without it, there would be no J-10, no J-20, and perhaps no Chinese dominance in the skies today. The J-7 is the grandfather of modern Chinese fighter technology, and ignoring its role would be like ignoring the roots of a mighty tree. And let's not forget the symbolism. The J-7 was more than a machine, it was a political statement. It was China saying to the world, we don't need to depend on anyone, we can build our own future. and that message resonated across continents. Countries lined up to buy it not just for its capabilities but for what it represented: independence, strength, and resilience. Now as you watch this video, think about what we've uncovered today: a jet born in secrecy, shaped by politics, upgraded with relentless innovation, and flown by countless pilots across the globe. The Chengdu J-7 is not just a fighter jet. It's a story of ambition, defiance, and transformation. And here's the best part: the story is far from over, because the legacy of the J-7 still influences fighter design, strategy, and geopolitics today. So here's my challenge to you: if you thought the J-7 was impressive, wait until you see what comes next. In the description below, I've left the link to our next video where we dive into another incredible fighter jet, one with even more shocking secrets that will blow your mind. Don't miss it, because the best part of this journey is still ahead. Before we wrap up, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash the like button if you love uncovering hidden stories of legendary war machines, and drop a comment to tell us what you think about the J-7. Was it a true innovation or just a clever copy? Your voice matters, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is not just about watching videos, this is about building a community of people who love aviation, history, and military technology together, and your one click on subscribe helps us grow and bring you even more incredible stories. So buckle up, because the skies are full of secrets, and we're here to uncover them one jet at a time. The Chengdu J-7 may have started as a copy, but today it stands as a legend, and legends never die.